Rāmadhūt atulita bhaladhāma Anjani putra pavana sutanama. This is an identification of our vital life breath. Typically, one identifies oneself through the parents and the profession. Here he starts with the profession as Rāmadhūta, as the messenger of Rāmā. But Rāmā, we know, is not just that prince who lived 7,000 years ago, but our duty-conscious pleasantness, righteousness, the Parabrahman. The messenger of that is our prana, which in its grossest form, as I said yesterday, is our breath. To be a messenger of that means that every inhalation and every exhalation is a message from our true nature of being the ultimate reality, Parabrahman, both to ourselves as the body, mind and intellect, and to the other bodies, minds and intellects all around us that we interact with. Atulita bhaladhama, we say. Tula Rashi, for example, is Libra, which is symbolized by the balance. That which is balanced can only be measured. That which cannot even be put on a balance can therefore not be measured. So it's an immeasurable strength at the physical, emotional, intellectual and energetic levels which Hanumān represents. Our life breath, our vital life itself represents. And it's the dhamma of that. It is the residence, or it is the account or the trust into which all of that infinite strength is deposited. Then goes on to say Anjani putra. Anjani is in the Ramayana's history an apsara who is cursed to be born on the earth plane. But if you look at the true meaning of who she is, then you have to go to the etymology of the name. Añjanā, that which is not born, which is the dark energy, which is the Shiva Tattva, which is why the 11th Rudra or our own nothingness's descension comes upon her. Añjanā is also the collyrium that typically women and also a few men wear around their eyelashes to see things as they are, not the way our mind wants to imagine, not the illusion, but the reality. Darker than that dark collyrium, to see things as they are, because black, the color of the clothing that I'm wearing, is what absorbs everything, doesn't reflect anything. That's why we never wear black to any place of negativity. When we go even to a death ceremony, we wear white, the exact opposite, where we can reflect back all the energies. On the other hand, when we go to a temple like Sabarimala, we typically wear black because we want to absorb all of the spiritual energy. Same thing with the collyrium around the eyes, añjanā, antimony as also it's called in English. We want to see things as they are. But we are not talking about the collyrium around the eyes, which is the ordinary materialistic añjanā, but the collyrium around our third eye to intuitively see things as they are without being completely imagined through the illusory lens of what we represent in the outer world as Rahu, the northern lunar node. Now, he also goes on to say, Pavana Sutanama. We typically can agree with a lot of mothers, but not with many fathers. But here you have Kesari, you have Vayu, and you have Shiva, all treated as fathers of Hanumān. But this again has a very beautiful esoteric meaning. We will talk about each of these as and when we get to them. But here, let us focus on Pavana Sutanama. Pavana is that wind which purifies, which makes you Pavan, which is coming out of the Vana, which is the forest, and which is where Vanaras stay, which is Vana Nara, the forest man. Pavana, the wind, is the external existence of our prana in an infinite form, a finite part of which we capture into ourselves. We keep exchanging it with the reservoir outside, the sink outside, which is Pavana. And that's why our life breath, Hanumān, is Pavana Sutta, because from the external atmosphere, we absorb the air, even in its grossest form. But much more subtly, all of life, which is prana, is essentially a child of that which is purifying, which is emanating from the forests, which is essentially in its purest form of nature, untouched. Gardens might be beautiful, manicured, but forests are far more beautiful, requiring absolutely no maintenance, thriving in greenery, in health, and in all other holistic forms of measurement that you can ever think of, and immeasurable too. That is the second caupāi. Namaskar, and see you with the third.